Welcome to all the Pies vlog on the way to fucking Wembley, Kevin. Alright? It started, hasn't it? It says, oh, I can't drink, I'll probably have a drink, you know, on the way to the match. Not 9:30 in the morning. chaos at Central Station, but we managed to luckily fluke it onto a different train.
Got my elbows out and managed to get onto a different train.
It's absolutely jumping on this train. We've got had the techno tunes going a lot, so oh shit. Yeah, back in the day. So I will catch up with you once we're down at London. So we've arrived in London. We're now in a hotel. Kev said he was booking a room, a double room or twin room, but turns out we seem to be show the disconnect between the beds. They haven't even separated the sheets. they just wrapped the two beds together. So here we are.
Here we are. Yes, it should be intimate.
The lovely view.
Yeah, lovely view of a white wall.
This is the littlest, scummiest room ever. When you said Kensington, I thought, oh, it's taken it away for a fancy weekend. But it is pure mankness. It is just grotty. The carpets
Can I tell you what you're talking about? What more do you want?
It's got a Sonia Bravia 2004. Decent. So I just arrived. The train was mint crack. Everyone's singing. As soon as we got off the train, the place was bouncing, and we're just going to have a little rest, and then have some bait, and then go to Trafalgar Square and go and acca.
Get on the juice.
So we'll catch up with you at Trafalgar.
Realty?
And it's cup final day. We haven't had much, done much footage as we've just been taking it all in. We did take footage of Trafalgar Square madness, which will hopefully be a montage just before this. But now it's the main attraction, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm rough as a badger's arsehole today actually. Had a mint time in Trafalgar Square, had lots to drink, but we're just having something to eat, recalculate the energy and take it to Wembley. Come on.
Yeah, well, I stayed in the worst hotel. It sounded like we're exaggerating, but it was just horrific. The temperature in the shower was scalding hot. The bed was just pretty much a double that we had to share. Well, one pillow each. The telly didn't work. It was a joy, wasn't it?
It's dumb.
We've just seen a cockroach in Burger King.
Cockroach in Burger King. So yeah,
That's it on.
lovely.
But we're going to go now and try and find where the rest of the fans are. We won't need to go far. We're just past about 10 coming down here, and it's still morning. But we're going to head to Wembley in a minute, and then catch back up with us there, and let the mayhem begin. Come on. Well, buddy lad, this is what it's on before. Look at the scenes.
It's the hangover gone.
This is wicked, just a sea of black and white, dotted, peppered with a few little dots of red, but just black and white everywhere, man. Come on. And here we are waiting for the special disabled entrance. Not special, just disabled.
Yes. Should we start that again?
No, just disabled entrance. I'm allowed to say it because I am one. Well, I've got what's called spasticity. So if I wanted to, I could say the words. I'm not going to say
no,
it,
don't.
But I could. It would be allowed. Anyway, we're waiting here. We've got 35 minutes. We haven't had a drink all day because not one place to get a drink in near Wembley.
Well, there is. It's just impossible to get in.
Yeah. Queues a mile long. I've seen a good 7 or 8 singular Man U shirts. Look, there's just none. There's none anywhere. You would think we weren't playing anyone. It's ridiculous.
Well.
There's just no red shirts. There's nothing. Even if they have, they've got them covered up with jackets. So there you go. But right, we haven't done this yet. Kevin, score predictions.
Don't ask us.
Match prediction.
I'm going to go 1-0 to us.
Scorer.
And I'm going to go Miggy Almiron. Can you imagine the smile on his face? He's always smiling. Can you imagine the smile on his face and everybody else's face?
Be amazing. Well, I'm also going to go 1-0. That's what I've had in my head. And I'm going to go Sean Longstaff. I can see his name. Sean Longstaff. No Shields. Stick with me Shields roots. I'm going to say Longstaff is going to emulate his brother Matty and score an absolute screamer against the Man U scum.
Yeah.
And I think it's going to be early on in the first half. I think it's going to be cagey as fuck for the rest of the game. It's going to be tense as hell. But then we're going to lift the trophy and this place is going to absolutely erupt.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous are you?
5, I would say. I'm quite confident. Quite confident.
Oh no, I'm
have to be. What's the point? What's the point?
So nervous.
Being nervous, it is what it is now. Everything seems to have went away this week, results-wise, little personal wins. Apart from a day with no booze, but that's probably for our own benefit. If we win, so because I won't have a drink afterwards. So I'm taking these personal wins, and I'm going to say we're going to fucking do it. Come on, Kevin, the first one at the bar. Kevin, first one at the bar is a charm. And the very last clip you seen there was the waving of the flags. It was just before kick-off, and we pretty much didn't do any recording after that. Mix of emotions, taking it all in. I was exhausted. I've walked so far for a little cripple man. And we're flat because we're not journalists. I haven't got into that journalistic mode yet. I can't separate myself from it. And I felt flat after the match. And I probably would have spoke harshly about the performance, which on reviewing it, we're now on Wednesday, was a lot better than what I thought at the time. Kevin, what do you reckon? How was the weekend?
Yeah. Well, let's run through the weekend, because I mean the weekend as a whole is one I'll never forget.
It was amazing.
absolutely
Amazing. Yeah.
class weekend. So I came to yours, taxi picked up nice and early, and got down to Central Station. Had we ceremonial Greggs, other bakeries are available. And we were worrying a bit, weren't we, with the seat situation, because we hadn't actually booked a seat per
Because we
se.
booked them that far in advance, we didn't get our own seat number. So stressed. I was really stressed, thinking I can't stand all the way to London, man. My legs will buckle. But then I bumped into one of my friends who works there at the station, and I said to her, "Oh, I don't know down what the crack was." She went, "Well, there's no limitations on the trains today. You can get on any train, so you might want to try and get on a few beforehand and see if you can get a seat." I was like, "Oh, when's the next one, London?" She went, 5 minutes, just that one there pulling in. So bombed straight over. We got a seat in.
It was cushy. I managed to get straight on.
Train, straight to London.
So yeah, no messing about. And to be fair, the atmosphere on the train was class. It was all in really good spirits. I mean, it was loud. There was a bit of Makina playing on the train, wasn't it?
There was loads of Makina.
Which isn't normally me go-to, but I didn't mind it because everybody was having a good time. There was people with bottles of champagne, litre bottles of vodka. Wasn't it? Some lass was going down, pouring it into directly into the mouths. Directly into the mouths. And I remember
she looked at us and realised we were too old and didn't.
Didn't want to give us any, did she?
That's what I realised this weekend, that I'm a lot older than what I actually think.
She's like, "Oh, it's ran out." I was like, "Aye."
But we're all like in our 20s and that, and you realise the difference between your 20s and your early 40s is vast.
Well, you have that moment where you think you're that young again, don't you? And then you realise, actually, I'm not. I'm in my 40s.
Your body can't take it. Well, but I've seen some of the people off the train that night when I was leaving. I left Trafalgar like 7:30, something like that, and they were just getting to Trafalgar, and they had been necking vodka all morning, and they were still on their feet. I thought, I'd be in the hotel room back to sleep if that was me.
Giving it heads. Well, there was a senior lady who got on a Peterborough, who was sitting in our coach. And I remember thinking to myself, I was like, "Oh God, she's not really going to enjoy our journey from Peterborough to London." But to be fair, she was like taking selfies and stuff like that, and videos, and getting involved with it. So like, whoever you are, good on you. You're a party animal. She was like in her 70s or something.
It was all good spirits, really good spirits.
It really was.
I mean, coming up off the train, it just burst into song.
That sent the hairs on the back of my neck, standing on edge. Getting off the train, walking down the platform at King's Cross, and the acoustics of it as well. Just hearing the songs reverberating around there, and walking out onto the square as well, and it was just black and white everywhere. And I'll remember that forever. That
it wasn't even dinner time. It wasn't even dinner time in London, and it was just black and white everywhere on the Saturday in King's Cross, just black and white.
Well, we were going to go to the Dolphin pub, weren't we? And then we decided, actually, we'll go stick with bags and get ourselves sorted out. And we ended up at the 5-star hotel.
Well, people will see on the vlog the state of the hotel.
It was shite, wasn't it? So the TV didn't work. The shower, which was scalding hot.
Kettle.
Literally trying to shower in a kettle. Some lovely black touches to the nets on the window as well.
I was looking back at when I was editing the first bit of the vlog, and the walls, I'd never noticed the state of the walls. The walls were just pure manky as well.
TV didn't work.
The beds were together.
Yeah, it was meant to be a twin room, and we had a double blanket to share between us, so that was interesting.
So they put 2 single beds together that weren't even the same height, wrapped them with one big sheet, and gave them one duvet.
Yeah,
and one pillow each.
It was exquisite accommodation, wasn't it? I mean, we didn't pay much for it, did we? So
and what were really there?
Aye, exactly. We
We
didn't
were
really
hardly
need.
in there, so it served its purpose, I suppose.
And we're itching to get out in anyways, weren't we?
Yeah.
Get in and sort the atmosphere. We ended up at Leicester Square. What was it called? The Moon Underwater. The Weatherspoons there. And
Game,
we touched
black and
touched
white.
lucky with that as well, didn't we?
Yeah. Well, I went to go to the toilet in there, and I walked down, and I seen two different people I know from Shields who weren't even together. I was like, "Fuck me, no Shields is here." And just there was no non-Geordies in the bar. It was weird.
Aye.
It was like
Well,
transporting a bar from Shields to the centre, to like the bang in the centre of Leicester Square. It was just Geordies everywhere you look, and that was pretty much that was the whole Saturday. We didn't see a single Man U shirt
not one.
anyway,
Not one.
not one.
Not one single one. And that's not over exaggerating it.
No, it's
Literally
not. There's
not one.
nothing, not one.
We went to then we made the trip down to Trafalgar. And we weren't
That was
expecting to be
amazing
as
sight.
busy at that time, were we?
I
And
know
we
we went to like 4:30, and
uh,
it was heaving.
and I decided to go to Tesco across the road, and it was a massive queue. I thought, well, obviously I'm going to wait in it. And I was like, this queue isn't moving. Like, why is it not moving? Like, surely it must be one in, one out. And then we realised they'd actually shut the shop to restock because at 4:30 they'd already sold all the drink on the shelves, so they had to restock the shelves before they could let anybody in again.
It's crazy, man.
And it was like supermarket sweep when I went in. People just grabbing cases of beer, bottles of wine, whatever they could get. And I thought, it's going to be a party tonight.
And it was indeed. We went back there, we had some fun, and then we saw someone straight away getting in the air fountain.
Aye,
Got
and his
some footage of
kecks.
that.
And his kecks.
Oh,
He ended up in
yeah.
his kecks. I think very famously didn't make it to the very top, did he? He came
Yeah.
down with a splash. And I thought he was going to get nicked. But, you know, they were quite lenient, the police. And I'm pleased they didn't nick him, you know what I mean? It was harmless. It wasn't like Sunderland. He wasn't having a shite in there, you know what I mean? Like,
No,
did you see the lass who had a shite in the
I did.
fountain? So thankfully he stopped at that.
Yeah.
And
That
we
was
bumped
great.
into somebody who recognised us from the channel as well.
Yeah, I know.
Aye.
Shout out to him.
Aye.
It was great. It was all high spirits. There was no trouble. It was just tremendous. There was just apparently there was no arrests on that Saturday, which is
Not
mental.
one.
There've got to be 50, 60,000 at least in Trafalgar Square.
And it was a really nice touch. The fans sort of stopping behind and clearing all the mess up as well. Really represented ourselves well with that.
Definitely. I mean, I was long gone by then. I was knackered.
We bailed a little bit earlier. It would have seemed a little bit in vain trying to clear up the bottles by the time we had left. Getting old, aren't we?
Oh.
But yeah, we got a relatively early night, didn't we? We wanted to sort of keep our energy for the next day. I mean, I was still hungover the next day.
Awful night sleep in the hotel, but never mind.
Aye.
And then
Snow Wars, wasn't it?
Aye, it was indeed. And then got up, got ready, headed straight. We're going to go for a drink first. There's loads of confusion about which stop we should get off. Shall we do it? It was getting on for like 12 o'clock. We're like, fuck it, we'll just go straight to Wembley. And then walking out that tube station and just seeing the black and white shirts. Again, they were already there at 12 o'clock. Just the whole Wembley way was black and white.
It was, aye.
And that was where I started to see a couple of smatterings of Man U shirts, but very few.
Aye. And again, an incredible experience going down there. We're looking for somewhere to have a drink, and quickly kept being reminded by, who was it again? Clive Tilsley. Kept reminding her that you're not having a drink, basically. Yeah. You're not having a drink. The couple of shops that are on there had closed the drink aisles. Tried to get into one of the hotels. They weren't opening the bar until 3 o'clock. Yeah. Obviously, Box Park was all tickets beforehand. So we thought, we'll go down to the fan zone. But again, that was absolutely heaving. I mean, that many Geordies not being able to get a drink, the fan zone was always going to be absolutely packed. Yeah. But had a mint little time nonetheless, didn't we? So Keith Downey, and do you know what it is?
That clips went everywhere now.
Yeah.
That clips went everywhere now, but you're cut out of it.
I know. I was in the background with me looking like with me Groucho Marx disguise on, because I had to wear me prescription sunglasses because I couldn't find me proper glasses. And I thought, well, if I don't wear something, I'm not going to see anything. So I had me in the rain wearing sunglasses. But yeah, I didn't realise he was getting so emotional. And I'm in the back shouting Bruno in the middle, which a little bit insensitive, I suppose, but was having a good time
I
nonetheless.
will stick that clip on. He was a very emotional man. It was reminiscent of the God. He scored so many goals.
Well, I could understand his emotion more being in the cup final, the Mickey Quinn one, the famous Talk Sport video. And I don't quite know where that emotion came from.
Oh, it's tremendous. I love it though.
It's one of my favourite videos.
Favourite
But
videos.
I can understand that guy's emotion.
Another favourite video now, one of my new favourites, is the two coaches, Newcastle fans and Mackems, coming together on the wall. That's just brilliant.
I mean, it is. It's you kind of script that sort of thing.
Nah.
And it was just the mirrored each other. It was just all
yeah. Tremendous. And I think they would have enjoyed it as well. Do you know what I mean? The Sunderland fans, and do you know what I mean? It's just funny. It was just, of course, that's what was going to happen. Sticking fingers up and doing wanker signs. Of course it was.
Of course, no words needed.
Yeah.
And we got it pretty prompt into we hung around for a bit, didn't we? Because we realised we're not going to get a drink here, so we just sort of waited for our time slot to get into the ground, and we got straight in first at the bar, weren't we? Yeah. So that was all right. And even when the stadium was empty, that first walk into the stadium, because I mean I've been to the old Wembley, first time I've been in the new Wembley, and yeah, when you first walk out and you sort of see the
size, the scale of it.
It's huge, man, isn't it? Absolutely massive. Like, it takes your breath away a bit.
Yeah, I was taken aback by the size and scale of it, like.
Mm-hmm.
And then fans started pouring in, drinks started, and the song started.
Mm-hmm.
And everyone was in super high spirits singing.
Mm-hmm.
And then went into the ground, and that was the last clip I put on, where we're waving the flags, which was absolutely amazing buzz.
Yeah, I mean, we showed the Man U fans up, like, really, didn't we? I know they had the scarves that they were given, and do you know, I've already seen them on eBay, selling for 65 quid, the scarves. It's like, really, fuck off.
So, yeah, then it was the match. We really don't need to go into a lot of detail about the match. I thought the first 10 minutes were on top, and then it was pretty even. I don't think it was a free kick, which led to the goal.
I still don't think it was a free kick. I never thought it was a free kick at the time. Yeah, I suppose some people after wasn't like, oh no, it was a free kick. And it was soft. It was really soft. And the offside, it wasn't offside. It wasn't offside. I know people are looking at that leg sticking out, but it was Casemiro who was in front of that player who got the head on. So, you know, was it interfering with play? If that was given offside against Newcastle, you'd be absolutely foreman.
No, yeah, I know.
You'd be absolutely foreman. And then I think Karius was a bit unlucky as well. When I first saw the goal going, I thought, oh, he should have done better there. But, you know, from where we were sitting, couldn't see the deflection. When you see the deflection, it's like, he's been unlucky. He's been unlucky. And we had a few chances after that. I mean, we had the Dan Burn header. That went just wide. There was a chance from Maxi where he cut in from the left-hand side. And, I mean, it was a really acute angle as well. He was going to struggle to score from there. And
then to go 2-0 down, it was just, if we'd have kept it at 1-0, I think half-time would have been better, but...
Aye.
2-0
well, that was
down,
it. Half-time, I mean, the wind was out your sails a little bit. And, I saw a bit of action at half-time between the fans, which I've thought about. I'm not going to go into too much detail about, but, yeah, fans fighting each other at half-time underneath. And I know the whole weekend went without any trouble. And I'm not going to go into the details of what happened, but, yeah, there was 2 punch-ups which happened in the concourse. And you know what it is? It's fucking kids about and that, you know what I mean? And there's families there. And I started getting a bit of a stick in abuse as well. So I just walked away from it because you know what I mean? Getting name called and looked as though it was going to come my way. And I thought, you know what it is? Like, if the wind wasn't knocked out of us before, it is now. And it just doesn't need to happen. And so going into the second half, I was a little bit like, oh God, this is when sour really quickly.
I didn't end up meeting you at half time. I was like looking for you at the other end of the thing. I thought, I'll wait and see if I catch you. I had like 2 pints. I had one for me, one for you. And then by the time I thought, oh, he's not going to come, I need a piss. So I just downed the both, went for a piss, went back up. And
I
the
had
second
two as
half,
well. I had one for you.
I was pretty tipsy in the second half, so I don't remember that a great deal about the gameplay from being live. But
I was a bit tipsy as well, and you know, I honestly think, if I'm being honest, I think Man U probably had another gear to go into if they really needed to.
Mhm.
I think they allowed with possession of the ball for a lot of the time. I mean, the overall possession, I think, was like 63% us.
Yeah.
But you know, it was. I mean, Isaac made a difference. He did make a difference.
He did.
He looked a lot more lively when he came on. There was the header that just got tipped round the crossbar, but apart from that, you know, I think from about 80 minutes we realised we weren't getting back into the game. We were, you know, the sort of the horse had bolted, so to speak.
Yeah.
But what was absolutely amazing was that, you know, once we
Right.
had that realisation,
Yeah.
not a single person had even any thoughts of leaving the ground. We picked the flags up and let the lads know, look, it didn't happen this time, but
Yeah.
we're still here. We're still here.
Oh, wow, that was amazing. That was a great buzz. Just everyone in unison just get up and started waving the flags and singing, and yeah, it was cracking.
I mean, it was deflating, leaving the ground, but I remember as soon as the final whistle went, and that was it. I was out. I was like, "There's no way I'm stopping to watch fucking Man U lift the cup." Like,
and it seems Man U fans had a similar idea.
So as we literally stepped out the door of Wembley Stadium, so we went down the stairs, stepped out, and we saw like 5 Man U fans walking past. And I was like, "You're not stopping to watch them lift the cup." Like, what?
I couldn't get over that. Because we were on the first lots out, straight after the whistle, while we were clapping that. So, yeah, we're probably about 5 minutes after the whistle blew.
Yeah.
After we applauded the players and that. And then down as we were walking down Wembley Way, there was just loads of Man U fans. There was more Man U fans leaving than what I seen coming in. And they hadn't even lifted the cup at this point.
I mean, what's the point?
And it was still Newcastle fans singing all the way back. Well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it took a while to get down Wembley Way onto the trains.
Yeah, it took about an hour.
Still, it was Newcastle fans out chanting the Man U fans. But I guess they're complacent with this sort of stuff. You know what I mean? I get that it was a bigger occasion for us than it was for them.
Lifting a trophy, man. Haway.
Yeah. If I had been us that had lifted that trophy, that Wembley Way would have been bouncing. I would still be there, no? I
know. It was just us singing, and it's weird. Fair play.
Yeah,
there was no bother between the fans. The fans were all kind of.
There wasn't, no.
There was no bother. It was just singing.
A little bit of banter, but that was it.
Yeah.
A little bit of banter, but it was all good-hearted, as it should be. At the end of the day, we're rival fans.
Exactly.
But you know, football's a family occasion as well, isn't it? You've always got to keep, half a brain cell going, actually, there's kids about and stuff like that. So I was pleased that there was no sort of real bit. And I mean, I was bitter, but there was no sort of bitterness as in it never looked like there was ever going to be any trouble. There was just a bit of banter, and I like that.
I can't start. Honestly, I can't be arsed with trouble in football. It's not what I go there for.
It's crack. If you want to fight or if you want trouble at a football match, right? Just don't go.
Yeah, I know.
Just don't go. Nobody wants you there. Literally nobody wants you there. But there you go. But we just went straight back to the hotel, didn't we? Because we were a bit deflated. They said they got a KFC.
Yeah.
You got a plant burger.
I did.
And
indeed.
I fell asleep before the boxing.
You did, screaming in your sleep.
Aye. What was it? What did I say again?
Yeah, because I had the Tommy Fury thingy fight on, and I could tell it fell asleep on Kev. You well, and
what
then
was it? Wah.
That was later on. Then I, because during the fight I was going, I went, and he went, what time is the kitchen open? Like, mate, got any idea? And then it's after the boxing. You've been quiet for ages. I was just watching YouTube on my phone, trying to drift off to sleep, and all I heard was, well, woo, woo, woo. I started texting your last time. What the fuck is he saying? She went, the well one's quite a common one that he shouts. It also goes along with choo choo.
I'm going a bit red. I want. I'm going a bit red, and I know I'm not an ideal person to sleep next to.
The
There's
noises
no
you're
doubt.
making.
Yeah, we were having a snowball as well, weren't we?
Oh, I know.
Waiting
You
each
kept
other up
waking
with
me
the
up to
snow.
say that I was snoring, and then you'd go back to sleep within seconds. I was like, you fucking prick. But that was what time. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. We left early on the Monday morning, 8:30 train, which was probably for the best.
Aye,
Definitely a more subdued ride home.
it was. It was a lot more subdued, but you know, we were a bit later with this video. I think it was a mixture of like, well, first of all, I didn't feel too great getting back. Whenever you come back from London, you
Oh,
always come back with
oh,
some sort of flu or like my voice has only just started coming back today. Now I did do a bit of chanting, but I've just felt like groggy since then. So I wanted to
yeah.
feel all right. And secondly, I wanted to just sort of probably get out of the huff I was in a bit. I was really deflated.
Well, I've been ill. Like, well, you saw on the last day, I could hardly walk, and I had to take morphine when I come back. Not staying in my body for days. I've just been sleeping. It's like, I took it out of us going down there. But it was worth every second of it. Like, it was tremendous.
It
But
was, and let's hope it's going to become a more regular occurrence
definitely,
because
it's made me think with this channel as well. I think we'll only do vlogs on like special occasions like that, because looking back at the footage on YouTube, people like Adam Pearson and UFC TV and all that, they get right amongst it. The climb on walls, they've got their cameras out, they get all the footage. We're not going to be doing that at our age.
yeah, and it's great stuff that they put out.
Yeah.
I'm
It is,
addicted
mint.
to I'm addicted to YouTube content and people like Adam Pearson, NFTV. I like Rubenstein, and
Oh, I
if
love
there's anybody
Rubenstein,
True Faith, I listen to
Magpie
True Faith.
channel,
Yeah,
Food
Matty, the
Review.
stuff
But,
Matty does, I think is amazing. But that's what inspired us to make our own channel. But yeah, they've got that locked down. So I think we do what we do,
yeah,
and we'll
definitely.
see how it sort of grows as a channel
Forget to
and
take the
however we're
camera out
moving.
half the time, and then I haven't got like a big gimbal thing, and I'm just not an active person anymore.
We like to sit and talk football, and we'll
Yeah,
just, if anybody wants to listen, then that's mint. But
I think
it's a
it's
channel
mainly
you
going
can
to
get
be
in.
a studio-based show. We'll do occasional videos from the ground now
Oh,
and then.
aye. But yeah, and it's a channel where people can get involved as well. You know what I mean? Comments,
Yeah,
whatever you think, just get involved with the comments. And I think we'll probably do a preview of the game on Saturday.
yeah, Man City Saturday. So we'll do a preview either tomorrow or Friday, and then
And
we'll do
we'll
the review on Sunday or Monday.
aye.
I'm not going
But
to say any thoughts right now because they're probably not positive, but on City.
exactly. And I like to do a review a little bit closer at the time where maybe we might have sort of murmurings of what
Yeah,
teams may be,
definitely.
and yeah, obviously looking forward to Man City after that defeat. I want to try and be a little bit more positive than I
Yeah, I
feel,
know.
to be honest with you.
I know, definitely. Right, well, we'll leave it there. But overall, I had an absolutely amazing time in
Aye,
London.
yeah, definitely, and roll on the next one.
Yeah, proud of the players, proud of the fans, proud of the club. It's great. So thanks everyone. If you could click the like button, and if you haven't already, hit subscribe, hit the bell on that so you get notified when we do these videos. We're on 280 odd subscribers, which isn't bad for 1 week.
It's
I
all
know I
right,
had some
yeah.
old subscribers from when the channel was different, but still got quite a few. So follow
Spread the
on all the
word.
socials, ask any questions, ask any requests, out like that. And we'll see you later on in the week with the Man City preview. Cheers,
Bye.
everyone.
Come
See you
on.
later.